We're here with our continuing coverage of RSA 2016. I'm Michelle Salta from Bright Talk, and joining me today is Aki Eldar, founder and CEO of Secure Islands. Thank you so much for joining us, Aki.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So, Aki, we've been talking a lot in this conference about the interconnected world and all the risks that are associated with that. How can we reassure the citizens of this world that the technology that they're using and the data that's resulting from it are safe?
Well, we cannot assure that the data or our life are safe, but at the same time, we cannot stall the progress of our life. So the bad guys will continue to exist, but at the same time, and we see it here in RSA, there are so many companies that try to win against our adversaries, and so it will be a continuous war, not real war, but between the bad guys and the good guys, and our life will continue to progress. So we cannot assure, but we can reduce the risk dramatically. And the challenge is to reduce it as much as possible, and I think this is actually what has happened today in our world. But at the same time, bad guys sometimes succeed. Unfortunately, but this is our life.
This is reality, right?
Yeah.
So speaking about adversarial relationships, right? We know that the US and Russia are continually flexing their muscles toward each other. We know that diplomacy is now being very much affected by cybersecurity. What is the role in cyber warfare in the state of diplomatic relationships today?
Well, I will try to answer it in a different way. I think cyber warfare, it's a new dimension in the warfare. So before we had maybe 3.5 dimensions, land, sea, air, and a bit electronic warfare. Today, because of our dependency on computers, this is a new dimension. So countries, states can attack other states only by cyber warfare and actually paralyze the life of the other country. So because of the dependency, this is a new dimension, a new challenge, and it looks like countries taking into account and protect themselves against other states, and also at the same time develop a way to attack the other states. So like before we develop weapons, I believe we will continue to develop weapons, but we are developing in our world new weapons of cyber warfare.
So Aki, is cyber warfare, in your opinion, just as deadly as conventional warfare?
Sometimes even more, because we are developing new techniques in warfare, and the new technique is cyber warfare. And this could be a deadly as weapon, and sometimes even more. And I can give you an example like the Fukushima event in Japan. Think about that it was caused because of cyber warfare, although this wasn't the reality. It's happened because of a tsunami, but it could be happened because of cyber warfare, and it could be devastating.
So the effects and the fallout, no pun intended, could be exactly the same.
Absolutely.
So from the battlefield to the financial battlefield, shall we say, banks are increasingly getting digitized in response to demand from consumers for mobile banking, from pressure from competitors. Do you think they're doing a good enough job protecting the technology and their data?
Yes, I think so, and the fact that our life continues to progress, I think this is the best example of that. And there are so many vendors that are developing a way to protect against the bad guys, and we see it here in RSA, so many companies. And when I compare it to years before, we see much more today. First, because there are a lot of bad guys that are trying to interfere in our life, but at the same time, we are doing, I think, a good job in the way we are protecting. And it's up to the banks or other enterprises to use those technologies in order to make the life of their customers better. And I think they are doing it, absolutely. Otherwise, I think we will suffer, but this is not the case.
Otherwise, we would see it playing out in reality.
Do you suffer in your life?
I like to say yes, but no, not as much as I think.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
All right, thanks again, Aki.